This is Paving the Way to March Madness, presented by Nicolock. All three teams representing the Big East still have their dancing shoes on, baby. 6-0 over the weekend in the men's NCAA Tournament. Let's take you guys back to school. March Madness edition, of course, with New York Post college basketball writer Zach Braziller. Forgot to throw, he's an all-around good guy in there as well, man. Late night at Barclays last night. Did UConn keep you up past bedtime?
I mean, the game was over like 10 minutes in, so, look, it was a bad day at Barclays if you were interested in competitive basketball. I thought Duke James Madison would actually be competitive. Clearly was not. UConn, Northwestern was not. Both games were 22-point games at halftime. Both games were over at halftime. It was ugly basketball. Well, not if you're a Duke or Connecticut fan, I guess.
All right, let's take these people, Zach, to school, and we'll start with the defending national champs. The UConn Huskies, like you say, they're dogging teams out there, literally. What grade would you give Dan Hurley's Huskies coming out of the weekend?
I mean, it's an A+. Two blowouts, two games where they could have easily won yesterday by 40, could have easily, obviously, beat Stetson by whatever the number you want to throw out there is. Just, they're humming. They're picked off right where they left off last year in the NCAA tournament when they won all their games by double figures. Now, look, it's going to get tougher. San Diego State, rematch the national championship game, is a quality team. They're a tough team. They play hard. They have a star in Jaden Leday. I expect UConn to get through, but I think that will actually be a game. And then, look, Illinois or Iowa State, whoever they play, is going to be a tough game. Iowa State, number one team in defensive efficiency. Illinois, number one team in offensive efficiency. To me, that's the best game of the Sweet 16. I can't wait. I'm thrilled to be there. And I think the winner of that game is definitely capable of beating UConn.
The road to back-to-back national championships is going to get harder for the Huskies. Let's go into Creighton. They pretty much cruised through their first games as well. How impressed were you with the Blue Jays, and what grade would you give them?
Hey, look, Creighton showed you so much toughness and heart, against Oregon, coming back there and finding a way. Baylor Sherman hits the shot to force overtime. Then they get it done in overtime. And look, it's not. They got Tennessee, a very, very good team with a star, and this is going to be a tough game. But look, Creighton's back in the Sweet 16. They have a shot to get through. Anytime you're at this point, you're a really good team, and Creighton is a really good team. I picked them in the Final Four, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, there you go. He got the Blue Jays going to the Final Four. Can they beat Tennessee? That's a big question. That's one we're going to be locked in on Friday night. We'll round this out talking about Marquette. Head coach Shaka Smart was very emotional after that nail-biter against Colorado. What grade would you give Shaka Smart's Marquette team?
Yeah, I give him a B+. Maybe an A-. Colorado's a really good team. I don't understand how Colorado wasn't better during the regular season. They have two NBA players. They're very good. Marquette was in control at halftime. Colorado really put a scare into them late. Marquette had to make some big plays down the stretch. And look, Shaka has not been good in the NCAA tournament, even going back to Texas. If you take out that VCU Final Four run way back in 2011, he has struggled in March. Getting to the Sweet 16 is huge for them. And look, now they get NC State. Obviously, NC State is hot. They're a team no one even expects to make the tournament. They won the ACC tournament to get the auto bid, and now here they are in the Sweet 16. But I think Marquette definitely advances. They'll be able to win this game, and you're going to get, to me, at least two. I picked two of them. Obviously, I think you're going to get three Big East teams into Elite Eight. And it was a great weekend for the Big East. There's no question about that. I understand these three teams were all expected to get there. They're top three seeds, but just because you're expected to get there doesn't mean you get there. So for the league, after how it got, slighted with only three bids, to get all three to the Sweet 16 is significant.
The man knows what he's talking about. That's why we just took you guys, Zach, to school. Zach Braziller, thanks for hopping on with us.
Anytime.